I wanted to get with you right at 11 p.m. tonight, so it is just a bit after. That, of course, is Eastern Standard, as I like to say, happy healer time. And so there's so much going on, and I am working through so much. Know that. I have one happy healer heart, and I put it all to work, and I go a bunch of so many blocks. We all have these blocks in our lives. They become so serious and so real, and we do our best to be loving people. We do our best to really reach deep and to do what is right. That's when you know you're doing right. In fact, anything short of that and you know you're not going far enough. So many people accept not going far enough, and then they wonder why we're living in a world that doesn't put humanity first in a way that's real, that we can all feel. Think about that. We're going to talk about a few things tonight, and I'm feeling especially motivated. And there's a few things I do want to go over, and I'm looking forward to doing that, and so we will do that. And I give this experience to you as I get it. I am just one of us. No different. Come with me on the journey. As I've said on previous casts, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I'm single, and I've lived many perceptions in this life. I realize and get so many people. I comprehend their vision. I know their plight. I have felt their fears. And I say unto he and she who also understands those fears, those experiences, I get you. And also, we deserve better. You know it, and so do I. It's why so much is in turmoil right now. We've been expecting better, and for good reason. Because we are human beings, because we are so capable, and because we don't live up to our true potential. But that changes in my campaign because we actually ask for and expect more of the human character in this time, the year 2019. We know that we can do more. That's why we apply the happy healer techniques to the presidency itself, because that means we can put techniques that work to even greater effect. It's just a logical thing to do when you hold answers that are human answers for problems that are human problems, and they actually have the hope of dealing with and solving the greatest issues of our time. That's an incredible thing to have your hands on, and humanity does. And it all comes through love. That's the beautiful thing. It all comes through love. I say, and I challenge all the time, love solves all issues. It settles all debts. It affords a smile on every face. It is the most powerful force. And it is a force unto itself, my goodness. You can have just a speck of love persist and carry on in a mountain of greed, and it finds its way. Navigating through all that hell, making so many compromises. Just a little bit longer, if it just makes it a little bit longer, it can spark that energy, that fire that brings it to life. It's just trying to hold out just a bit longer. That's what love does. I admire love as a force, and I have faith in its force. I know that if you give it the trust it deserves, that it delivers. And it does it every time. So that's really important to know. And in this campaign, it's one of the actual moving and driving forces of the campaign, because we have to be quite frank and honest about this force and how it works and how we're relying on it. Because when you put value to the human essence, the value that's actually people are putting in, we have learned, their money, which is wrong, and we're going to talk about that a lot. But when you put your value and you realize what that value is, it's love. And that love is the energy that creates. It's God, in essence. Many people have said that. They say that love is God. Well, they say is love and truth. And if you think about it, if you can get closer to those two elements in life, then you can respect love and you can respect truth, then you have yourself a real working thesis for living a life worth living. That's special. And it's exactly what we deserve. And anything less, we're giving ourselves too little. I promise you that. So here's what I'd like to do to just kind of get things off to a different pace here. And that is, I want to bring up a nice little opening I have, which is just from a previous episode. We have so many of these things on standby and ready to go. This is yours truly, of course. That would be your happy healer, me. And here we go. This is the opening for your show today. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Alrighty. Okay, great. That's awesome. Nice. Get that blood flowing. That's good to do for all of us. And it's important too. It's exactly the kinds of things we need to do and to appreciate this life. And art is such a big part of it, isn't it? I love it. I love it, and we can't get enough of it. It's the way to live. And so I'm always promoting healthy living. It's really the way to go. And for all of us, it's a bit different. Some people like those one-size-fits-all, but you don't get to actually glow in a one-size-fits-all environment. Because that glowing one-size-fits-all environment does not exist. Instead, we have to have a smile on every face. That means that we have to love is what provides that ability. We can't use another energy and expect to get the results that you get from love. That's love's power. That's love's power. And I talk to a lot of my friends because this campaign is breaking through all the time. New ground. We have to talk about stuff that's important, so we do. And I tell them hard truths, sometimes things that's not easy to hear, and I give them credit too because they take it and they respond exactly like I knew they would within the world of love. They know that what I'm saying is because I intend to give them value. I am not robbing them of their time and giving them, asking for their attention and giving them nothing. I am saying just for your attention, just to give me a shot and to say I am worthy for the answers that we all seek. Hear me out. These are those answers. Stick with me. There is so much to this story, and I promise you that this will be a story worth hearing and worth following, and that I care so much about my self-worth and value that it allows me to put so much value and self-worth into your story too. And so that's so important, and people want that empowerment, and so they continue to come back to this story. They know what this story has been, and it's progressing, and there's a behind-the-scenes story. You have right now the studio that is live speaking to you directly as your happy healer for president, Keith Landi, that's me. Here we have Al as well. He's been with us now for the past almost month, and we have an evolving story. We don't even know what that story looks like in a month from now. We just know that it remains a loving one, and that we do things right in life, and that love always allows us to be able to be open and to be able to be honest with our story and to do things in a way that is respectful to all, and that makes so many proud. That's what I say. I don't run as your condescending candidate way up here. No. I run as your happy and humble happy healer, and I love. And I ask for you to go on this journey with me, and that it's going to be a courageous journey of love, and that love gives back where greed has only ever but taken from us, and that we build a new value in the human spirit, one that doesn't even exist today. And it translates into so much for humanity, and that we are able to build a new world on the backs of our spiritual brethren, knowing that we have value and purpose, and that is the foundation of our new world. It's so important to realize these truths and so many more, and you'll continue to get those truths from your happy healer. I have lived through and have seen so many things, perplexing and otherwise scary, some cold-hearted situations, as well as love up close and personal, and I have the experience that it takes and the perception that it takes to understand the pureness of the American people and their experience, and that matters most for a job like this, where you can actually explain to the people, I get you, and this is the way you feel. I know it's because it's the way I feel too, and that you can say that to so many people, and that I can do, my fellow Americans. I understand what it's like in so many different areas within this American culture and how it's letting us down in so many ways. And I've taken the time to study that. I have spent so many years in this mode of study. It's a unique path for a human being to take, but at the age of 16, working through hard work and ingenuity and dedication and honesty and integrity, being inspired by people like Cliff Turner, my boss at that time, whom even today I am respectfully his protege. We never stop learning from people we love and care about. Yeah, people make mistakes. We all do. But we learn from them. And I remember back then at the age of 16 and clinging to people that were positive and hardworking and staying the cause, and the steady fight for love is the way I seen it. And that was the battle I was in then. And that's the battle that I'm still in now. Just as a humble American at this time, and realizing nobody's stepping forward and standing up for love and for the power of love and what it can do. And having a competent story to back it and to say, this is my story and I proudly say it. And it's a noble one, and it's an American one. So by the time I was 18, I was a general manager with the Boston market in Ocala, Florida, having been through all the different ranks, including the assistant manager in Gainesville, which was a big position. I got to work with one of my heroes back then, Marty Flynn, and so many amazing people all through the years who know you're happy and humble, happy healer. And working through these times, I have developed an understanding for business. I started my own business, and for the last 10 years, I've been on a human journey of sorts, learning about the spiritual essence of the humankind and getting deeper in that story of my own and understanding who I am and what value and purpose do I retain. And it went from me believing that it was all about, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, and it transitioned to experiences matter. Your experiences matter. People matter. And we all have purpose and value that's given and ordained to us by our Creator, who clearly loves us. Just look, we're at the top of the food chain. And all of this wonderful opportunity comes to us almost at will. Love, such a powerful force in and unto itself, and it can't be denied. And yet that too is a gift. We know we have a loving Creator if we just only look at the facts and recognize Him. It's funny when you see it like that, isn't it? It's just so funny in how clear it is. And so I look at all those facts and I say, yes. Faith, folks, faith. It's just like I said with this hurricane, and I've been telling my local Orlando friends, hi, I see you too, I feel you, come on, let's get closer, we can do this, give me a hug, we can make this step, because we have to, and because I don't accept your hate anyway. I don't do hate very well, I don't do it at all, I just don't do hate, I just do love. And we are going to win with love. And that's just the only way to win. So I say, let's do this. Let's come together. Because we have to do a rallying show that we can organize right here in Orlando as well. And so I would like to do that, folks. Before I go off to another state, I am from Orlando. And I say, I would like to govern from this city so often. That would be amazing to be able to show by example right here in this city how we should all do in our own cities. And that's leadership from the front lines. Oh yes, so we have great big plans, and I would like to bring together a nice rally to represent the magical city of Orlando and the magical candidacy of your happy healer for president, Keith Landi, who just loves. So I say, keep your hate. I have no time for that hate. I have no interest in that hate. That hate is hell, and I don't need that hell. No hate required. And if you give it to me, I don't accept it. I give you back love. I give it to you over and over again. And I tell you how true it is. And you just know it's true. You can feel the spirits alive. And the shining is coming through. So what are you going to do with that hate you got now out there? Yeah, it just doesn't work with me. Sorry about that. And that's how we unite this country, is we use that power of love, and we use it to great effect, and we know how to use it, and we don't show up like a fool, like we don't know how it works. We know how it works. We operate all inside of it, and we teach others how to do it too. And we all get stronger in the power of love, and we win. We win even when we lose. Think about that. We win even when we lose. And I told you, the complex story behind the scenes even comes out through this process, the multimedia apparatus that is your Happy Healer for President. As it progresses and it grows, there is so much to share and will be shared. It's the only way to have a candidacy in this time, day, and age that is by, for, and of the people, in a way that can gain the trust of the other people. Think about it. You'll have to get to know that person, and that media allows us that ability. Should somebody take the effort like your Happy Healer has in order to learn that media and to make and develop the time and effort and the energies to learn about the things that matter. Like I said, when you come forth in humanity, you should be bringing with you some tangible offering to give back. And the Happy Healer, for me, is that giving back. And I know that what it gives is so powerful. And so I offer it for free. I know it's life transforming. So I just give it to you. Because I know that how it will work on you is through this world. It changes you. It gives you faith. Faith is something that you cannot even buy. Faith is the difference between depression and hard, holy, noble, steadfast, never-ending, purpose-driven ingenuity, creation, fast-forward, drive and excellence. The American exceptionalism, that's what we're fighting for in the 21st century. We can't let them take that dream from us like they have been doing, and instead bring back a notion of old times and bigotry and racism in ways that is just absurd. We go about trying to fight it in freedom warfare. It doesn't work, and it's not self-serving. It doesn't help. So we know there's a problem, and in the very solution, it makes the problem worse. And we have homegrown terrorism. And we have both sides mad at each other. And no matter on which side you get, it's going to be this civil war for as long as you can see in the future. And that's what makes my candidacy a needed one for America. Think about that. It makes this candidacy a needed candidacy for the longevity of life in America. For the continuity of life as we know it. Not being in some crazy civil war that only gets worse over time. And as we can see, what it's developing is so ugly. Should we do nothing about it? We had those truths to our disposal and did nothing. That is the essence of God, is love and truth. We use neither. When we ignore both and we go about our future like that, it's so irresponsible, and we know it. And that's why I step forward as your happy and humble, happy healer. I say, trust me, look what we have been doing and how so wrong it is, and how wrong it is to our children and to our own futures. Look at what we have been doing, and we ought to do something about it. We should change that so it doesn't have to become our forever fate, because once that happens, then we have a new dark ages instead of a new enlightenment. What we're asking for is, instead of going through hell, to go to heaven. What we're asking for is a transformation in the way the American experience is moving forward. We are changing this atmosphere called life. We are doing it for the better, and we are making folks understand their value and purpose, and that changes people and gives them hope. We have a hopeless world. We need hope back. And that's what I offer, and I come from the bottom. It makes me a strong character to offer hope to all classes and all people, and I respect all, so it's easy for me to do. I have been in the different positions to respect folks. They understand that, and they can read that on me. I have taken the time to understand humanity. I have studied the history, and like you know already about me, through hard work and ingenuity and dedication and integrity and sticking to the grindstone, I made it, and I succeeded in my work endeavors. And I had so many years dedicated to that, learning about the corporate structure, how to coexist with other people that were of power, and how to excel in that environment. And even during that time, we had our competition across the street was Kenny Rogers. They served roughly the same kinds of foods that we did, namely chicken and your choice of fresh side dishes that goes along with chicken, such as corn and macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes, things like this. And Kenny Rogers was our direct competition, and within 1.5 years of my taking over that store, we put Kenny Rogers out of business, something that I was proud of in the greedy world. And that's exactly what we're trying to do, is put our competition out of business. In the loving world, we support each other and just want to do well. Well, there's going to be the aspects of business, because it's always been there, but we put humanity above capitalism, and that is the first big and grand step we have to do to make it real, to say that humanity matters and that it reflects it in the law. So we don't do that, and we fail to live up to the great test of our time. We do that, and it's a great new start to a new spiritual age, and an age of enlightenment that we readily accept is here upon our doorstep already. So many people have already been enlightened. So we just need to acknowledge what's happening, that's all. And we have to do something about our scariest, fast approaching national crisis of our time. And then, as they say, we can do something about it. We can actually persist. We can go on. Life just persists then. And that's what's and then. And I like that and then. I can live with that and then. And I think you can too. We should all be fighting for that kind of future. The kind that gives back to every person. It makes every person a valid member. Every person matters. And one of the things that many people know about me is that I am somebody who has actually been through, myself, I believe, miracles. I believe in miracles. I've seen them, and I'm not shy about saying that, and that's no problem for you. All it means for you is that, well, then you know that I'm faithful, and you know that it's real faith. And that's really I guess for you it would be comforting to know that that's real faith. And so I offer to you a real comfort that's based on value. You can see that. It comes through my faith. And my faith, it comes from the miracles that I've seen. And those miracles that I've seen, for example, is like the Mandela effect. It's not just me. It's so many people who can see these things. We don't see everything that everybody else sees. Sometimes you see slightly different, but we all see truths. And that we believe. And that we're not nuts. We're not crazy. We're not part of some outward class. We're just normal people that can see the truth, and that we say, wow, that's interesting. That's so clear. Why can't other people see that? And so that's just the way that goes. And I know a lot of people resonate with just what I just said, and because it's true, isn't it? It's nothing nefarious. It's not like you planned for this. You didn't say one day, oh, let me be, an evil truth doer, as if that was a possibility, because truth is what's going to save us, not kill us. And so we go about our truth, and we see the truths, and we share those truths, because we know that the impact of not sharing those truths means that people can make decisions that are not in their best interest. So that's why it's a very selfless thing when you have answers that others don't. You step up with those answers and you speak out. And that's why I don't feel in the least bit worried about my own stepping forward. I know where it's rooted in. I feel I am the best man for the job. I feel like nobody else is offering the solutions we need, nor did we even have a candidacy that was offering us a real shot at unity. And in my candidacy, it's the only way. We prove it every day. Our people are just half Trump and half Democrat. It's just perfect. It's the way it should be. And we will continue that all the way through the election. And that is exactly what we need to do. We need to bring unity about in this country. We need to say it's time. And we have to tell the people, believe in yourself. It's time. We can all do it if we work together in it. That's the thing. Think about the power of that. That everybody cares. That everybody are peace officers. Trained peace officers. That they prefer a peaceful life, just like you do in your home. You prefer ultimately a peaceful life and a loving life. And that everybody are trained peer mediators, that we deal with issues in a way in order to resolve them before they become major problems like they are today. That's what love does. It affords for all of that, and it makes it real, makes it so real. Remember that. So when you're talking about a new world and a new age of enlightenment, it comes with that. That's a lot. Love actually shows us the roadmap for this, and it's always right. And even where you get wrong with love, love will make it right. I mean, my goodness, how perfect this plan is. Love will make it right. And I can challenge anybody on anything. My plan is that detailed. It has the best answers always ready. Anybody who has ever seen me talk, or any of my campaigning or debates or conversations, or they're familiar with my broadcasts, they will tell you themselves, your happy healer has it together. We're always talking about truths that matter, and people are seeing them to be true. How are you, Rosalia? It's good to see you, honey. I feel your energy's coming. So let's talk about this for a moment. So we have here, and we'll just make this a little smaller, and I want to read this out for you. Let's see if I can get out of the way. There we go. So, your eyes are beautiful. Oh, thank you very much, Jax Marie. Thank you. You're so sweet. I love that. I love the love. Just know that. We all do. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say that we love attention from each other, people that we love. That's fine. It's expected. In fact, anything else is a lie. And so we know that the truth, if we just stick with it, it works. And because I love you back, I don't want to approach you with nothing. And to be taking your love, I have to bring to you value. That's why I always bring value. And I care. And I bring to you the things that I know work. And people bring talents. They bring all kinds of things in the world of love. It's just the way we do things. Okay, so Thank you, love. You know, you do too. Great topic. We all light up and we choose love. Love lights up. So very true. Love shines, she says. And I wanted to say here a couple of other things that I said. And hi, Jim, how are you? And yes, it has very real and powerful forces that people often can't control. You know, the human being is so incredibly complex. And I'm a gay man, and I don't shy away from any issue, and I'm very comfortable, and I tend to bring people, even that are extreme, even bigoted people, around on the topic, and they just can appreciate where I'm coming from because it's such a deep area, and it teaches. And so that's actually a great opportunity to do two things: to be yourself and to advance in the realest ways possible, progressive causes, and at the same time teach in a very deep way. So what I was just kind of giggling about was because earlier I had wrote a message on my board and I said, to me it seems all gay people are just all gay guys are bottoms. I'm sorry, folks, it's just true. And gay men, you know it's true. All gay men are just bottoms. And it seems like that to me. It's becoming more and more true. And I said, prove to me otherwise, because in my experience, it seems to hold true. And so people, they get a little triggered with this one. And I love it because I'm just grabbing from things that I see. So it starts a conversation and it allows, these are the kinds of things that I say that allows for deeper discussion and deeper understanding of the human psyche. That is how I have learned throughout my life. And that's how happy healers do it. So I wanted to use that as an example, where it gets straight to the controversy and the hell, as I like to say all the time, that the people like to put themselves through, but it uses it, twists, in a twisting fashion to turn it into something so positive. And that's what we take out of it. So we grow in those opportunities. And your happy healer at the heart of it is a teacher. And as a leader, you could be a teacher too. You could be one of the best teachers. And if you're not a teacher as a leader, you're basically too bad, missing a great opportunity. And unfortunately, there's a lot of leaders who just are not teachers, don't care to be, and that love teaches. Remember that. So if they're not teachers, then they must not be loving, which tells you a lot about why they're there. They're there for selfless reasons? I think not, because selfless is very loving. And I say, love yourself the most, because that's showing appreciation to God for your life, or to whatever, however you think you got here. You got a creator. You're here. And you show love for that creation and appreciation. So you got to love yourself. That's part of the deal. Love is a powerful, powerful, powerful force. And you have to respect that powerful force. So, yes, so Prince, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. And I have my different updates around here that I could see for folks when they're mentioning things and just being a part of the conversation, which I always appreciate. And ask your difficult questions. I don't mind answering them. I think we get to deeper understandings. And that's why I'm kind of bringing up my Facebook here, is just so that I have an opportunity to talk about some of the story that involves us. Me, your candidate for president, your happy healer love nuts, and the people, the precious people who matter, that they have purpose and that they have value and that it's being forgotten by our current leadership. It's a travesty. All right, so that's the facts. And I just want to say, Earthens, how are you? Thank you for showing up. And for folks who are part of this campaign, you show up at your own time. Some of you come while it's live, and that's great. Feel free to ask your questions too. Feel free to speak up and to ask me difficult questions. I'm prepared for that. Even life questions. I help people all the time, and I have a lot of that right insight that is so helpful. And the thing about it is that we get to deeper areas because much of the work for the next president will be human work. And we know this is true because we see an uptick in the homegrown terrorism and the violence of our time. So we have to deal with that stuff. And if we don't have realistic plans to deal with it, to acknowledge it, then we will become deeper victims to it. We have to realize that. And so we have a plan. Love has a plan. So people need not wait until they die to enjoy life. That's not how that works. You can enjoy life now. God has given us the tools ultimately to have a fair and happy life here because love. And then we go and do foolish things like we say our essence is caught up in our bank account. And that means if you need your essence, you need to go to your banker first. This is nonsense. That is so far from the truth. Please get out of that mind frame. It's killing humanity. It is a cancer on your brain. Please stop that. Money is a tool and nothing more. Remember that. You empower yourself that way. You take power away from yourself when you lock yourself up in that money. That money is not you. Golly, where have your minds gone? Some of you. That's dangerous thinking for all of us. You know, you can't let some things just go. And that was at the heart of it for some very powerful debates that I've had in the last few months that center on philosophy and the right way forward, with conservatives and Democrats that get to the very heart of issues. And when you get there, people are saying that their essence is their money. That's at the very heart of everything. And I say you're nuts if that's what you think, and no wonder why you're so far off the reservation. We got to get your act together. And we will. And you'll love it. Love is always loved. So I get looking and keep informed, but be respectful, and I be reasonable, I be honest, and being loving, and you will be appreciated so much for the new effects. Don't be greedy, I say. Only you know the right way. You know. You've got to love. Love, 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 love. You must love, and that in that love you find so much, and that you can't mock love. When you mock love, you mock yourself, because you came about through the power of love. Never forget that. And so do not mock love. When you mock love, that's like literally greed laughing at God. Don't do that. Don't do that. It literally is bad luck. It's a bad omen. Bad things happen, and we don't need that. Like I say, I don't need your hate either. I just love. And I bring it wearing it, and I shine with it, and I love. And so I say, please don't bring your hate. And it works. Love has a protecting force. And I see that work all the time. And in my behind the scenes story, you'll also see it work, because there's been some fireworks and conflict here when helping people becomes a nuisance. At times it does, but still you love people in your life. They love you back, and they are worthy. That ultimately humanity is worthy. Even though there's sometimes headaches, you still learn how to adapt and to evolve and to be able to love still and persist in love and to carry on, that it never breaks you, but that you come back to the challenge, because ultimately speaking, the more people that join you in that endeavor, the better it becomes, the stronger it becomes, and the less harder it becomes to do, and that people become part of a self-balancing system of love. Love is a self-balancing system in so many ways. And you know that. So that's the way we do that, and we're very serious and we're very straightforward about love and its powers and the ways it works. Its limitations. Love has limitations. It doesn't make demands, for one thing. That's why I come to you giving you all of my value. I don't ask you for anything in return. I wouldn't. This is everything I have to offer, and it's so much. I give you so much. I can keep on giving you. And that's the power of love. And I don't run out of beautiful things to share because it's a constant stream of greatness and knowledge. And that's what love opens up for all of us. And so that continues on. That story continues to progress. And we show this power of love. We show how when just a short while ago, how we actually had Cheryl end up leaving here, and we have the behind the scenes coverage, and I'll be sharing some of that stuff with you guys. The thing that I would like to focus on is the fact that love wins at the end, and you can see that in vivid detail. This is like a reality show almost. Your happy healer running for president, doing it in a bold way, being courageous and just being forward and transparent and doing it through media happens to also be somewhat of a rather interesting show, talking about the real truth that will change all of our times and make things better. So in this comes these stories where you couldn't imagine somebody goes to the distances your happy healer does to love, and that when they do, how that responds and reacts in their life. It does amazing things. That we're teaching that stuff. It's so important. And a lot of times I speak in general terms, and I say this stuff to my friends because they get offended by things I say. And I say, don't be offended. I'm just speaking in general terms because I know that you need to know this stuff. And a lot of times what's true about this one or true about that one or what's true about me is also then true about you. And so it's helpful. So I'm not saying this is you. Maybe I am. You'll never know. The point is I don't seek to ever offend you. And in the power of love, you can say, because I love you, I can share the truth with you. Ultimately speaking, it makes us better. And so that we are expected to do that because it lifts all of us up. And that should I fail to do that, I'm hurting myself, including I'm hurting you too. So when you acknowledge that in a full and complete way, you're always trying to make the people around you better in a meaningful way, just like you would your family too. But instead, people, they like to make a covenant. It's just me and my wife and the hell with everyone else. But that's wrong. That's against love. That's what greed says. Greed says we can have our love on the side and everyone else goes to hell. And that's not the way it works. That's crap. That is an old compromise love made that needs not be made anymore. In the year 2019, love can compromise with itself and say it's the best way to do things in the year 1900, but no longer in the year 2019. These are subconscious truths we all accept and know bug and itch at the core of our being. It's why we are so upset at this very moment, each and every one of us boiling over with anger. It seems that it's getting worse, it doesn't get better. That's because people know these truths that I'm talking about. Even if they can't put their finger exactly right on it, they know that when they hear it from me, it is that truth that gets to the heart of all of this stuff. And that's what makes me prepared to be your president. Think about that. That's why we have to be humble and get behind somebody that we know can offer a calming energy and the truth. Remember, I've had amazing progress already in this time. Really, 4.5 months we've been running. Let's talk about some of that. We'll never let somebody steal our story. That's our story. But in that 4.5 months, we had, about a month ago, a local group, Randy Ross at the head of it, a Republican for Trump, nice guy, great guy, supported me, your happy healer. Think of that these are powerful local people and that they seen what I was saying and it was true, that they would support and come with me. I know they would. And that I got zealous and I reported it on my site, and I think he ran because people, they don't have that courage. They don't know that this will be successful. I have faith in it, however. That's progress. You better believe it when you can change minds like that. And your happy healer can. We can get in the minds of people and say, this is what's right. We're speaking from our honest broker of truth. Please respect that. And they do. They know that that's the right thing to do, to respect that honest broker of truth. And they know that when they do that, that they open themselves up to more truth, and that it never had to be about anything other than getting better. That's all it ever had to be about. And we have a call coming in here. If I could find it. Where are you, phone? Okay. Hold on, let me see. Somebody was ringing me. Oh, okay, that was Brenda. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of the times some of the different folks that are helping out in the campaign, that are part of this thing, or that they're just people who have been watching, part of the audience, that you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. It's 407-984-5075. You're welcome to be a part of the conversation, and that's always just going to remain the truth. You are welcome to come on the show if you like, on the phone or not. It's up to you. I'm live right now though, so just call in if you'd like to, period. Sorry about that. And it's a beautiful thing. So people that want to get involved in the conversation, you're welcome to do that. We have a lot of people that are already involved. As you know, we have Al that's right here. We also have Jeff. Jeff just left for the hurricane. He'll be back. I said, Jeff, you didn't have to go anywhere. We prayed that hurricane away. Jeff laughed. He sent me a message. He goes, you were right. I can't believe it. I said, yeah, we got that faith, man. I always knew that was going to be fine. But I did have a faith. And that you never let your guard down. It's not about, the point is that love has an answer for all these things. We don't have to have hurricanes be a devastating thing. There's things we can do with our powers that we currently possess that would be plentiful to deal with hurricanes. We're just not making that investment. We're not doing that hard work. That's the reality of it. And we're accepting less for our people. And so we won't be having our guest on after all. People, they like to talk to me individually, and we have some amazing, most touching, heartfelt conversations that I just know would touch your soul. The kind of conversations that would help you grow. Because people grow from things, but they want to just themselves only grow. Because they're afraid that if they let too much out, then their weaknesses are being shown. But those weaknesses, my friends, that's strength that you can show that you can actually show that is strength. It's such a power. And so that's why I do it over and over. And I cry and I show my soul. I say, you can trust in that. Anybody who can see the opening of your soul, that you just offer it and you say, yes, at the heart of it, I am a child. I make mistakes and I love. And I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm just so clumsy. But it's because I love so hard and that I never stop trying. Some people, they don't try at all. But I never stop trying. So I'm going to look and appear clumsy. But after a while of doing it, I'm like an expert, and I'm one of the best at it. And I'm fast and furious and wholehearted and courageous. But it all starts with that clumsy boy every time. Every time. Because that's where the courage is. So I say, be courageous. Be willing. Be willing to step up and to be counted and to say, I love too. It's the powerful force. I surrender to it. And having surrendered to it, it protects me. It gives so much back. Love is a wonderful thing. And some people, they like mocking it, but after you have already surrendered to it, you're never playing in that greed again. So you know that you'll always be the taller one in those confrontations. They can't laugh and mock your love. No, it's not allowed. Not when you do it right. And your happy healer does it right. And he teaches and shows how to do it right. We win every time in this energy. That's why I'm so confident with the debates. You better put your happy healer up there and you'll see the power of love and work with the great ideas that love has. These guys have no courage. And anything they talk about, they can't even get done because they have no unity. Think about that. No unity. You ain't going to get anything done if you have fighting continue on into the election and then beyond it. And that's what Donald Trump wants. Fine. That's also what every single Democrat wants. No better. So which candidate is yours? What candidate do you support that also supports America's continued and never-ending civil war? That's what I would ask. And I ask that directly to the voters. Because there's only one candidate that offers you unity, that sees the wisdom of finding a place to get us unified, because that's the only area where we get to win. It's just recognizing the truth, and people can respect the truth. It's so powerful. And I really desire in the most deepest ways to have you guys participate in the conversation, to grow from it, to be humble in it, and to lean on me. I'm powerful in those ways. I don't give up easy. And I know what we're doing is right. I have that faith. There is no question in my mind. I know the path forward is what we are doing. This love, it's the only way. So I am so certain of that. And we're willing to debate it. We're willing to put it on the line. We want it to get interviewed. Try to break it, we say. You can't be broken. The ideas are always the best ideas. The thinking is the quickest, fastest, and always it's a model that you can actually work with. But you have to get out of that frame of mind of greed. That's the only key. If you can't do that, then everything falls apart. You can't have those two energies together. They don't work. Not in that way. Now remember, love makes compromises, but that's the complicated part of all of this. There are absolute truths that also have contingencies. And that's the part of life that allows for a breakthrough. That actually is love accounted for. Love never stops as a force. It never stops. It always breaks through. It finds a way. It always finds a way. That's a powerful force. So that's why you have those anomalies. That's why you have them. Thank you. Always count on love, kindness, honesty, integrity, genuine progress from me, and a steadfast, steady heart, and the warmth of empathy, as well as calmness that comes with confidence. And that is why I am running. I can associate with that, is what I was told by Jax. Yep, like this. I want a president that's like me, that has these values working, that's comforting even to me. This is not about me. This is about the ideas that work. So I really think that the spiritual people should pay attention to me, because I know this has been your awakening too, and that we've been wanting this. I will make it a government business and a matter of national security to get it done. So Why are they not balls to the wall with your happy healer then? And of course, people know it's true. They say they will be. They will. They will. And here's the point. They will. We know they will. Of course they will. I'm getting all the people that love God. That's why we're getting most of all the Trump people. And of course, we'll have the Democrats. We'll have the unity to get all this stuff done. God's plan has a way. That's how you know it's God's plan, because it comes from the bottom, it loves, and there's a beautiful way. If there was no way, I wouldn't be doing this. There is a way. And that's why I really think the spiritual community plays a big part in this. And that love plays a big part in this. And that because there is such a crowded field, God just has it as so. These are all the little things God's doing to help. Just like He showed a miracle and got rid of the hurricane. Well, from Florida anyway. And it's sad to think that the people in Bahamas got dealt such a devastating blow. Heavenly Father, watch for the people in the Bahamas. They've gone through hell in a hurricane storm. And continue to watch over the people of Florida and in the ongoing eye of this storm. Amen. We just keep the faith and we go forward. We know that faith is powerful and strong, and we do it because we know it's right, and we have courage, and we have the confidence of the faith that we do have. I've been telling people for days, we'll be fine in Florida. You have to rely on God, and you know when you can. God gives you this feeling when your faith is so strong and you can see it. But here's the thing also, nobody's perfect, neither myself nor anyone. All we are is we love, and love is perfect, and it gets better with our faith. And the thing about even this, you can have a lack of faith. Even I can. I am not perfect. And what happens is then the exact opposite reaction. Yes, it can make things worse. Or it can pull out and go back again. This kind of funky stuff. That's why I say don't mock love. It already has a hard enough time, and people, they think they're funny when they love. They think it's a mocking thing to do, like it's fake, but it's not fake. It's the most realest thing. And when you're dying or when you're alive, you're alone. I was reminded by a friend, you come in alone, you go alone. Think about that. You come in alone and you go alone. Your love is all that matters. You need that love. You need those connections. Don't make fun of that. That is our essence, folks, not your money in the bank. It's the essence between each one of us. That love that binds us. Do not mock it. That's like the devil laughing at love, and love and truth together is God. Don't do that. Need you be told that? And some of you do. It's okay, I'll tell you. With love. Don't do that. And they stop. People that they do it for a moment, they stop. That's the power of love. Love has just got that force field. You're not going to hurt your happy healer. At the heart of it, He loves you. And He's doing work that you know we'd all have been just a godsend to have. And that's it. I have my own human story in all this. And I live my story out. Like I said, I'm a gay man. That's an awkward thing for me. Always has been a little bit awkward, made more awkward by so many people who are such prudes. They judge. I don't judge so much. That's the thing. Love, you don't have to judge. In fact, judging is part of that greed. They're cousins and they're in the same arena together. Love doesn't do that. Love isn't in that competition requiring all that. Love is actually, and I don't have a problem with competition, but love is about empowerment. It's about bonds. It's about value. It's about satisfaction. It's about happiness. It's not about survival of the fittest. I mean, it can be, because it's pliable. Love is. Love is so many things. Love shows up every time and always has the answer, so you tell me. And That's actually really right there. That tells you so much. And those are the kinds of opening and informal conversations that we also have to have in this campaign, because there's so much to share with you. And even through my own experience, like I say, and I recently said, all gay people are bottoms. And it seems like there's some different truth to this. If you're a gay person, really. At least if you're in my body, it does. I'm sorry, but those are my truths. And it's not always true. There's the outliers, but how many of those are outright liars? And so you just have to say the possibilities there. And that really gets you thinking, if all gay people are bottoms, then who are the tops? And what is love? These are big questions, aren't they? Because truths make you ask questions that you're not usually thinking about, that you never thought of before. And now you have a record number of people who don't even like thinking of their sexuality in terms of gay, bi, or straight. And that gets to the heart of what I just said. Think about it. If all gays were bottoms, their tops would be straight, right? And that, well, then what is straight? But that there's just people that have love and preferences that they can't explain, that are almost supernatural, that are just energies that we all love and respect. We know how to do that, so we got to get to that, to the love and respect. It doesn't matter how awkward it looks or feels or is. You just know what's right. And that's powerful. And in the name of Almighty God, that is powerful. Almighty God's powerful love. He teaches not that perfection stuff. It's about grace and love. And it's not about perfection at all. That was never expected, nor was it required. In fact, it gets in the way of your happiness. And that's what God is trying to tell you. And now He's got your happy healer to help make that point. And I will, because our lives depend on it, according to my very clear vision that sees truth. And for so long has, and many of us have. Many people will tell you I am speaking the truth. It might not be all of that you want to hear, but it's actually not bad. I don't come to you with just hell. I come to you with problems, yes, problems we all already knew about. But accompanying them solutions and a clarity like you've never had before. In the ways that I put it, I have a unique view of things as a 40-year-old gay man who lived through my perceptions. It's just God's plan, not mine, not yours. We all live out our own fates. And then you wonder, why is it that we have these inclinations? Well, maybe it was all part of the plan in the first place, and your happy healer will bring us together based on unified thinking, based on love, based on understanding. It's so progressive. And if it has a shot at all, we still know that it's only possible because of the work that people did beforehand. And a lot of that work was so much uglier, it couldn't even afford to be just love. But we know that just love is all we ever just need, and that we get all that we need in that very just and fair and powerful and all-conquering. You want to be conquered by love. That's how love works. Love changes. That's why we need a great age of redemption too, and I'm always talking about that. We must accompany all of this time with a great age of redemption that allows people to atone and to change. If you don't do that, it's not real for them. And you give them that, make it legal. People deserve a second chance after having what greed does to their soul. So we get to have an age of enlightenment, folks. And we all get to have it together. So let's just finish this part up here. So scary part is that they always apply the wrong fixes because greed makes them do that. The only right way to cast aside greed is so that we can do the right thing at the right time. Here is what I mean. They won't actually do the many things I am saying. So instead, they will act to punish the human experience. I call it freedom warfare. But it messes with our very self-determination to love. That's so bad, which is our greatest test of this time. We need to get to it, I contend, because we are losing more self-determination by people who are clueless and often think that's because that they are against healthcare or some other silly thing like that. That equates to no more self-determination, but in fact, it does not only care, and love does care. It's love versus everything. And Candice, how are you? I seen you were right there at this comment. You might be watching. If you're watching, hi. And that hate, greed, and jealousy and so on, love still wins every time, despite being against all of those forces at once. Think about that. Isn't that great? I know it's powerful. I've used it in my life for so long now. And I have so many anecdotes, and I've been sharing all of these stories during the past. That's why I'm so confident in my candidacy. That's why I say I don't accept your hate. That's why I'm confident in running at all. I can't run one of these condescending candidacies that they are. I just want to make you proud. I want to be your proud candidate. That's it. I want to be America's good son. I don't even look at myself as being some amazing thing. I don't. I just have these right ideas that we all need. And I'm humble in that. And I want to be allowed to be humble. Please don't let me, don't allow me, don't make me, don't have me be anything else. Just let me be me. And so I was asked by Dawn, do you have a YouTube channel or a group? I'd be very interested in what else you have to say. So we're going to go ahead and respond to this right now. And maybe she doesn't even know that we're on, which is really cool. That's awesome. I love helping people. This is what I do it for. Maybe she'll get a chance to watch this. That'll be nice. Check it out. These are your responses right there for you. Those are your responses right there. Just for you. And I love you. And I want to have more of these open conversations. You know, and you're welcome right now. I'm on live. I'll just say this to you right now. I have my iPad over here too. I like using all my different tools. Let's go ahead and give her So we're gonna go ahead and see if she wants to watch now. Any questions? Welcome to call in. I want you guys to see that you're part of my story. I include you guys. We're all part of this. You're always part of it. There you go. Come watch me. Come over to my channel. That's this one right here. And you see there's a couple of people there now. And let's go ahead and see. Renee. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. So yeah, welcome. If you want to call in, by the way, if somebody's watching this live, you're actually here on the page or the Happy Healer for President page or the website, because we're actually live there too. You can go to the website. And on the website, you go to more. And 24 hour, whenever we're live, it would go there, I'm pretty sure. Subscribe to our campaign. So here it is. Subscribe to our campaign. So here it is. Subscribe to our campaign. So here it is. And so you could always find it there, but you could also past live broadcasts. I'm pretty sure it's going. Oh no, this is for the sign in. So that's if you create an account, and you should create an account. So we have a lot to this site. It's a great place to go and to learn so much, and we'll be building more on the issues. But the fact is, everybody who's familiar with this site knows that the blogs right here is where you, right there, those blogs, that's where you get so much new information pouring in every day. And so when you click on that, it immediately brings you to campaign news updates and more. And under that, you have well over 100 different topics. Oh yes, that's how we do things. See all those topics? It's like 250, I think. It's like so many, okay? And each one of these have all their own different stories. So you see how small that bar is? Well, I don't know, you can't really see the bar. But there's so many stories here, and each one of them, they're all so powerful. For example, recently we had these stories right here. The USD, human essence problem, human value, and faith matters most. We're doing very important stories to our soul as well. That's all part of whomever's running for president has to be involved in people matters now. It's so important. You have to be a communicator. We're having too many problems. And live thoughts of greed and progression, genuine passion versus greed. I believe this is a show too. So let's say you click on this one, and if it's a show, yeah, see, it's also got the show aspect right there. That's the plane of love. In actionable view. Put to work. That's what I offer. That's what I offer. That's a beautiful gift. It's a very beautiful gift. That's not anything that any of the other candidates have to offer. Challenge them, and I will too. I'm really confident in the fact that I have good answers for our people, the best answers that we've heard yet, and it allows for unity. It's coming from the bottom, it's respected by all, it's understanding with full range perspective. It gets the job done. That's right. That's important. Okay, so you can see how that works. And so I welcome you. Go to this site. There is so much here to see. And you just are able to consistently learn so much just coming to the site. And you can see down here there's more articles that are kind of related that are also on the blog. And I am so active on this. So make sure you are a big part of the website experience, not just the shows, not just with me on my social media. Yes, I'm active everywhere, but the most beneficial place for you to gain from this is from the website and getting part of that interactive experience. It's such an interactive experience because there are so many stories and ways to get involved, and we're only going to be getting more ways, not less ways, as we grow. That's how love does, and we'll be using love. So yeah, there's a lot of these. We can go back. And there's a recent one that I'm going to show you. And this one was right here. Right here. And so what happened is, and I've been talking about this recently because it's true, and I don't lie. I don't think it's helpful to lie. And so, but when something big like this happens and it's called, and you said it, and I did say it, and the proof is right here. You can see this is taken directly from a comment that I made on Click Orlando. It's all public. It's right on their page. It's easy to see. The facts are here. I do media. Now it's on this video, and it's already been on the website. There's no excuse not to see it, and you can do your own research on it. This miracle is a true miracle. And I said a long time ago when the hurricane was slated to show up directly on Orlando, and by a long time ago I mean August 29th. That's pretty long ago for this hurricane. And it was slated to come directly to Orlando. It was cutting directly through Florida. And then is when I made the bold and astonishing prediction that it would be cast out to the sea, but not because of anything with the forecast, but because of faith. So I said, soon it's gonna go back out to sea, and we'll all be saved by happy healer love prayers, because this was one of the few prayers in. There's a lot. If you go to the site, there's a lot of me talking about this. And if you're somebody who's actually on Click Orlando, there's a lot more there, because I'm just speaking with people. Not everything's about showing up on my multimedia. So some of this stuff is just sacred to the experience there. It's okay. It's how love does. It takes everything so seriously. We all matter so much. And so I said, soon it's gonna go back out to sea, and we'll be saved by a happy healer love prayers. That's what I said. And that was on the 29th. Look at the time, 10:59 p.m. That's when it was still in every sense of the word, scheduled to go into the state. Nobody thought it would do anything other than that. I had faith, and I said it publicly. that can't be lost. I said that publicly. And I did that because I wanted people to see that faith can work. And that my faith is so strong. And that it's not good to put faith on a test like that. But in this case, I felt confident doing it for some reason. And it worked. We have these feelings. We know that when we can say something when we're permitted to. And ultimately, we know in this case that we needed this miracle, didn't we? We're not prepared for a Category 5 on mainland Florida. Are you kidding me? So you better believe if I can work out a miracle and I can call it out early and I can share that and get everybody's faith up with mine, I'm going to do that. And I believe it worked. I called it out and it's done. And not many people would say that. Not many people would have the courage to do that. And especially if you're running for president of the United States. Something like that and getting it wrong could destroy your presidency. Think about it. Everything on the line. And I said it. That's the kind of leadership that we need and a surety that we need, because then when it's said, it follows through. That's a very powerful thing. And I stand in awe. I stand in awe, even though I was confident the whole time. I made the prediction. But I stand in awe still. It's to God who goes the credit. It's to God that goes the glory. We are all just an audience of His magnificent work here on earth, and we have to start recognizing how magnificent it is, and that love is. And so I share more of this story here, and I even put here, bold prediction that everything will be okay to Click Orlando. And I said this to Click Orlando, and I'm telling you this through the site. You should check this out. And so on the site, all this has been coming out. And then you can see over here all these different subject headings. And any one of them, they have so many different stories associated with them. That's how we're running for president. Like, you click on any one of those stories, and you see all these many more stories. This is for free speech, and it's under attack, we know. And we have so many different subject headings. So there's so much to learn from this site. I say, this is coming from your Happy Healer Love nuts. And we'll be selling those for sure. And God bless you all, because we need that. We really need that so much. And I just can't tell you how much. And that I care about all of you so much. And that you can't put into words. I know that when I'm on my own, all I can think of is other humanity, and that we all matter, and that there's such deep aspects about all of us. And look at these different subject headings, folks. This is this site. This is where so much of what we're putting out is going. It's like an encyclopedia. And there's so much more to come. It never ends. And each one of these have so many different stories. It's not just like, that's it. Think about that. We've been running for president now for 4 months. Sometimes we have 10 stories come out in a day. That's because we care. That's because we have answers. We don't get a blank mind often. We're always busy. People around me, they say, you're never bored. I say, love doesn't leave you bored. It just keeps you so motivated and full of clarity and confidence. It's a comforting force, really. It's hope in times of despair. It really is. We are in humanity's time to prosper right now. I'm going to go over some of these headings with you because I made them all and that they all mean something. Blinding biases. What are blinding biases? This is such an important time too. This is really good. I'm glad I'm going over this with you. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end this. I'm going to take a small break in between. I'm going to come back and we're going to talk about these different terms on the site. This is going to be a good one for you. I really know it is, because I could speak to every single one of these, and they are informative. They are here for a reason. I will be back. God bless you guys. Thank you for this time around sticking with me. Remember, we're putting out meaningful content, so make sure you catch it and get a part of this campaign in a meaningful way. Donate to the campaign. I give you already so much value. These other candidates give you no value. They just take from you only. That's how greed does. I give you value and then say, also, please support the candidacy, which gives you more value. That's how love does anyway. All right, folks. We'll see you soon. Just a little bit.